Welcome to the World News. I'm Randolf Jamias to give you the stories here in Naypyidaw. Heading the news for the hour, China's top legislator Wu Bango has held talks with President U Thein of Myanmar in the country's capital. During the meeting, Wu Bango initiated three proposals to boost cooperation between both countries, and the two leaders later attended the signing ceremony for a range of economic, trade, and financial agreements.
Building strong and solid relations. Top legislator Wu Bango made three proposals on furthering China's comprehensive strategic partnership with Myanmar. Wu says the two sides should firstly continue to enhance bilateral strategic mutual trust by firmly supporting each other on major interests. He called on both countries to safeguard their friendship and cooperation. Wu went on to say that bilateral economic and trade cooperation should be further strengthened. He pointed out that both sides should focus on pushing forward agreed major projects, highlighting Myanmar's need to upgrade its national industry and improve living standards. Thirdly, Wu said cultural and people-to-people exchanges should be further deepened. President U Thein stressed that Myanmar will strengthen practical cooperation with China in fields such as infrastructure, agriculture and energy. Following the talks, the two leaders attended a signing ceremony covering various agreements. They include 9 documents relating to economic and trade cooperation between China and Myanmar. 2 agreements on financial cooperation were also included. Wu Bango arrived in Myanmar on Wednesday for a 4-day visit, following a visit to Iran. It's part of a 4-nation tour, which will also take him to Sri Lanka and Fiji. Matt Stuttard, CCTV.
Moving now to another country in the region. Japan's bullet trains are famous for being fast and punctual, and rightly so. The average delay last year was 37 seconds between Tokyo and Osaka. That kind of timekeeping requires more than just the latest technology. Here's a look at what's going on in the driver's cabin.
For some people, punctuality is a virtue. For Takanori Usui, it's a driving passion.
My goal for today is to be within 1 second of the schedule when passing stations, and 5 seconds for station stops.
Usui has been driving bullet trains for 10 years. Today he is departing from Shin Osaka Station. His destination is Tokyo, a journey of 2 hours 36 minutes. The automatic control system sets a maximum speed, depending on the spacing between trains. But the computer can't determine the optimum speed to stay on schedule. That is still in the hands of the driver.
Maibara, 54 minutes 15 seconds, on time. In order to be on schedule, I calculate the speed by subtracting the distance to the next station from the distance to Tokyo Station.
That number 163 is the distance in kilometers from Tokyo Station. Usui uses this number to figure out the exact speed needed to arrive at the next stop on time. No computers for this calculation. It's all done in his head. Nagoya Station. So far, Usui has stopped at 2 stations and passed 2 others, on time to the second. But then...
Nagoya Station, departing 15 seconds late.
It took time getting the passengers on and off. Usui accelerates. He wants to make up for the delay, but he has to be careful. If he goes too fast, he'll trigger the automatic brakes. Nudging the shifter, Usui keeps just inside the speed limit. Time check.
Mikawa, passing 3 seconds late.
Usui makes up the lost time over the next 2 stations. By the 3rd station, he's got train and timetable synchronized again.
Habamatsu, passing on time.
With the exception of the 2 through stations, Usui has kept precisely to the schedule all the way to Tokyo.
I was getting worried, but in the end, I was able to keep my schedule.
His 2.5-hour journey is recorded on a chip card. It's all there: speed, acceleration, even brake usage, second by second. On a good day, Usui's card is a record of driving perfection, one his passengers will never see. That's fine with Usui.
Turning now to the fashion world. London Fashion Week opened on Friday with a catwalk show displaying the creations of designers Anthony Burakovsky and Alison Roberts. The design duo's label Anthony and Alison celebrates 25 years of creative collaboration this year. This season's spring-summer creations used dark abstracts, inking, drawing, and acrylics. The theme was New Work, as the designers said they didn't want to look back at their work, but instead wanted to revive it and make it anew. Models sashayed down the catwalk wearing an array of colorful dresses to the accompaniment of a marching band. Since 1987, Anthony and Alison have produced dozens of collections, with this season's being their 51st. They started their label in 1987 and have since gone on to make style history with more than 200 stock lists and their own shop. They now hope to continue to produce designs that inspire people for another 25 years.
Anybody else's work, never go to anybody's show, just make perfect work that you want to make.
Another sport event is much awaited in Brazil. The local branch of FIFA visited Recife's new stadium, being built 20 kilometers outside of the town of São Lourenço de Mata on Thursday. Recife, along with Salvador, are still waiting for FIFA's decision on whether they will be chosen to host next year's Confederations Cup. Jose Aires de Campos, Director of Investment, said they presented a plan in February and April with their goals of speeding up the work. Ricardo Leitao, Pernambuco State Minister for the 2014 World Cup, said if Brazil doesn't get it, they will miss out on 3 matches of prestigious international teams. They will miss out in tourists and benefits, and they will miss out on international visibility. Meanwhile, Fabiano Vieira, a construction worker, said he is proud of the project. His grandchildren will say their grandfather took part in all this. His sons will be able to say their father worked here and took part in the construction of the stadium. Now at the tennis scene, holders Spain are within a point of reaching 4th Davis Cup final in 5 years after David Ferrer and Nicolas Almagro secured contrasting singles victories over Americans Sam Querrey and John Isner on Friday. Ferrer recovered from a first-set wobble to score an ultimately comfortable 4-set win against Querrey on the Cali in Gijón before Almagro dug deep to see off a tiring Isner in the semifinals. The towering Isner several times needed his powerful serve to stay in contention and saved 3 match points earlier in the deciding set before capitulating. Almagro collapsed to the ground when an Isner forehand flew long on the 4th match point before climbing his feet and kissing his racket as the crowd celebrated around the outdoor arena in the northern Spanish city. Spain are bidding for a 4th Davis Cup crown in 5 years, while the U.S. have not won the competition since 2007. The winners met Argentina or Czech Republic. And in golf, Richard Bland took the lead in the second round of the Italian Open on Friday in Turin. The Englishman sinking birdies at the last 3 holes for 66 and a 1-shot lead at 12 under par 132. Frenchman Gregory Bourdi, Spaniard Gonzalo Fernandez Castaño, and South Africa's Garth Mulroy had shared the clubhouse lead at 11 under before Bland's assault on top of the leaderboard. Bourdi carded 8 birdies in a bogey-free round of 8 under par 64. Another South African, Richard Stern, was in a group of 7 players sharing 7th place after his 68 left him on 9 under par 135. Informed Spaniard Pablo Larrazabal was also in the group, carding around 66. German Martin Kamer, 66, took him to 8 under and joined 14th on 136, while Italian Francesco Molinari was 1 stroke further back after a 69. More exciting and relevant news coming to you only here from the World News. We'll be right back.